So in today's video, I'm going to be previewing Bradford City versus Forest Green Rovers, and in the second part of today's video, I'm going to be bringing you guys my Game Week 36 League 2 score predictions. If you do go on to enjoy, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could try and hit 80 likes on today's video, that I'd massively appreciated. Subscribe if you're new as well. We are on the road to 9,000 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed if you haven't already with that post notification bell on. It's free to do so, and it does massively help out. Get your thoughts in as well down in the comment section down below. Let me know down below your score prediction for this match. What would your starting 11 be as well? Would you make any changes from Saturday's 3-0 win against Accrington Stanley? An absolutely emphatic win for us. Tyreek Wright scoring his first 2 goals since returning to the football club on loan, and Andy Cook getting on the score sheet as well with a finish which we're not really used to seeing from the big man. Our form over the last couple of matches in the league has been excellent. I think we're 6 games unbeaten now in the league, winning our last, not our last 4, but winning 4 of them 6. We've kept 5 out of 6 clean sheets as well, only conceding 1 goal in our last 6 league games. We are in a really good spot at this moment in time, currently 5 points off the playoffs with 2 games in hand on 7th place, but the amount of games that every team in this division has played is all over the place at the moment. So I guess after about another month we'll really know where every team is, but make sure to drop a like on there for me, subscribe if you're new as well, and let's get into it. Channel memberships are now cheaper than ever, with Tier 1 costing just 99p. Tier 2 has been reduced from $3.99 a month down to $1.99 a month, and Tier 3 has been reduced from $8.99 a month down to just $4.99 a month. Your support, as always, is massively appreciated, and the more members that we have, the better the content will be. Enjoy the rest of the video. Starting out then with how both teams have got on so far this season. My team, Bradford City, we currently sit 12th in the table. After 35 matches, we've got 13 wins, 11 draws and 11 defeats, scoring 45 goals and conceding 40, which leaves us on a positive 5 goal difference and 50 points. Our last couple of matches then have been a win, a draw, a win and a win. So 13 points picked up out of our last possible 15 is an absolutely exceptional return. Them last couple of games then being a 3-0 win away at Accrington Stanley, a 1-1 draw at home to Doncaster Rovers, a 1-0 defeat at home to Wycombe Wanderers in the Football League Trophy semi-final, a 1-0 win at home to Sutton United, a 4-0 win at home to MK Dons, and a 1-0 win away at Wrexham AFC. And if we compare that then to Forest Green Rovers, they currently sit 23rd in the table. After 36 matches, they've got 7 wins, 9 draws and 20 defeats, scoring 36 goals, which is the least amount in the division, and also conceding at 62, which is not even top 5 worst in the division, to be fair. That leaves them on a minus 26 goal difference and 30 points. Their last couple of matches have been a win, a loss, a draw, a win and a loss. Them last couple of matches being a 2-0 win at home to Walsall, a 1-0 defeat away at Grimsby, a 1-1 draw at home to Wrexham, a 1-0 win at home to Tranmere, and a 2-0 defeat away at Crawley Town. Their home form under Steve Cottrell has been pretty decent. Their away form hasn't really changed all too much, so hopefully we can capitalise on that. Obviously the return of Emmanuel Osidibe as well. He had a horrible 18 months really at Bradford City, whether it was ruined by injury or his own performances. Apart from a 2 or 3 game period under Kevin McDonald, for the large part he was shocking, but his form recently at Forest Green has been pretty decent. Scored against Wrexham, scored against Forest Green. I think he's got another one in there as well at some point. He has had a decent form upturn at Forest Green Rovers, and maybe it is the pressure of not really playing in front of many fans. You compare it to what we had at Valley Parade. The pressure's not really on Forest Green, where he's always on at Valley Parade, at Bradford City, but now we're going to get into the team that I would go with if I was Graham Alexander. So after Saturday's emphatic 3-0 win against Accrington, I wouldn't change the formation. I would stick with the 3-4-3. Yes, Jamie Walker is now back available from injury, but he only played 10 or 15 minutes at the weekend, and I don't really think you can fully change the entire formation and system just to fit him back in when we're on an unbelievable run of form at this moment in time, and he hasn't been included in the squad for the majority of their matches. He's only played, like I say, 10 or 15 minutes out of our last possible 6 league games, so we haven't missed him too much recently. In goal though, I have gone with Sam Walker. I feel like against Accrington he didn't really have much to do. There was a couple of pot shots really from Sean Wallin. That was about it, to be honest with you. Tommy Lee had a header which Walker was nowhere near, and if that went in, you'd have just had to say that's a very good goal, to be fair, in the first half. But apart from that, he didn't really have much to do. He came for a couple of crosses. His distribution was a little bit better. Obviously, he gets the assist as well for our 3rd goal. But on the whole, since he's come in, he has been a very, very good signing for us. Credit to the club because he has been a good addition, and I go with him in between the sticks. Into my back 3 then, at right centre-back, I've gone with Jonathan Tompkinson. I feel like against Accrington, we saw the JT that we've come to know and expect. Over the last couple of matches prior to that one at the weekend, I feel like he'd kind of just become a little bit average, was making a couple of mistakes, but at the weekend he was absolutely outstanding, and thoroughly deserves to stay in this side. Yes, we've got a bit of a centre-half injury crisis at the moment. Ash Taylor's got a calf injury and he's going to be a few weeks. Matty Platt should hopefully be back for the weekend, and Sam Stubbs missed out on Saturday because of a concussion protocol, and he might be back for this one, but it does sound unlikely. So we don't really have many centre-halves available at this moment in time, and Tompkinson was excellent at the weekend, so he starts on the right side. In the middle, I've gone with Kieran Kelly. He played there at the weekend, and again, I'd stick with him in the middle. It's slightly different to what he's come to expect. He's played left centre-back in pretty much every game that he has played for Bradford City, but I think personally, he has been absolutely excellent and was brilliant again at the weekend. It dealt with a number of different Accrington forwards. He puts his head in where it hurts. He's a real no-nonsense, old-school defender, a defender who loves to defend, and he's pretty decent on the ball as well, so he definitely starts in the middle for me. And at left centre-back, I've gone with Liam Rideout. I don't think he was too bad, to be fair, at the weekend. When he has to defend 1v1, he struggles a little bit. You know, I remember one occasion in the first half where Nolan went past him like he wasn't even there, but I feel like left centre-half certainly suits him a lot more than left wing-back, because I think he's better defensively than he is going forward, and with our lack of centre-halves available at this moment in time, it's either Liam Rideout or Noah Wadsworth, and I feel like in a game like this at Valley Parade, it's not really the sort of game where you want to be bringing in an 18, 19-year-old that fought their first senior debut. So Liam Rideout for me starts at left centre-back. Like I say, he wasn't too bad at the weekend, to be fair, so probably deserves to stay in this team. Into my midfield four then, at right wing-back, I've gone with Brad Halliday. I thought, again, he had a pretty steady away performance against Accrington. With the standards that Halliday has set, it's very hard for him to stand out and have a really, really good game when everybody else plays as good as what they did. But Halliday, for the majority of this season, has been absolutely outstanding. Certainly a Player of the Year contender, if not the winner. He's been absolutely incredible for us. And yes, Oyugoke is now back from injury, and he might get some odd minutes every now and again, but I don't think he'll ever be starting over Brad Halliday just because of how good he has been. I take you back to the start of the season under Mark Hughes, where Halliday was on the bench for Daniel Oyugoke. It was absolutely criminal. Great to see Halliday. He's back into the side now, playing week in, week out, playing absolutely outstanding as well. And if we had a team full of Brad Hallidays, we'd probably have won the league by now. So he definitely starts at right wing back. Into my two central midfielders then. First, I've gone with the captain, Richie Smallwood. He proved at the weekend that we massively missed him on Tuesday night. He's just excellent at what he does. I mentioned it in yesterday's 6 Things We Learnt video. Before we signed Smallwood, we've been complaining for years that we needed a central midfielder who wasn't scared to put a tackle in, a real nasty sort of horrible midfielder, and we finally got that in Smallwood. And because his set pieces sometimes aren't particularly great, I thought the weekend they weren't too bad, but because sometimes they aren't, he is massively scapegoated by a large portion of our fan base. But me personally, I'm a big fan of Richie Smallwood, and I definitely have him starting in this one. And partnering him, I'd go with Alex Gilliard. I thought again at the weekend he was absolutely brilliant. He got a green box in yesterday's 6 Things We Learnt video. Go check that one out if you haven't already. And he was absolutely brilliant. The way that he just presses so high up the pitch, he won a number of his duels as well. Was unlucky really not to come away from the game with a goal contribution. I thought his defensive work rate was absolutely outstanding. And completing my midfield then at left wing back, I have gone with Lewis Richards. I thought again at the weekend had a really, really good performance. I feel like we missed him against Doncaster on Tuesday. I don't know why he didn't play for the first hour. It seemed really strange, did that team selection. But Richards at the weekend I thought had a really good game. He's someone who I feel like splits the fan base a little bit, and I'm not really too sure why, because I feel like if Richards is fit, he's very rarely put a foot wrong. Yes, Notts County away first half, he was shocking, but apart from that, he has been a very good signing on the whole, and his injury problems have been a little bit of a concern for us so far this season, and fingers crossed he doesn't pick up anymore. You think about, he played 90 minutes at the weekend. He's now probably going to play a decent portion in this one on our terrible pitch. I feel like we could have managed his body a little bit better. Maybe bring him off after an hour, 70 minutes. That was a real disappointment, I thought, coming away from Accrington, that we didn't make more subs and we didn't make them sooner, considering the amount of games that we have got coming up recently. We saw how much it affected us over the Christmas period, and I'm just hoping it doesn't happen again. But Lewis Richards, for me, definitely deserves to start. I think he was really, really good at the weekend. And into my front three then, as the right winger, I've gone with Clark Adore. I feel like he had another really, really good performance at the weekend. It's something that I've said about a number of these players so far, but a lot of them played really well. He was probably one of our best players on the pitch, in my opinion. I thought he had a really, really good game. Again, very unlucky not to come away from the game with a goal contribution. He had a couple of half chances, but the incidents where he gets the ball and he's got 2-3 players around him on a really tight, narrow pitch, and he just wiggles his way around it or plays a pass that no one would see, really. He's finally proved over the last probably 5-6 weeks why we've signed him and why we've given him a 3-year contract. I think he's been absolutely excellent. If you'd have told me prior to the last 6 weeks that how good Clark at all would be, I simply wouldn't have believed you, because he has been absolutely brilliant and definitely deserves to start in this one. As a striker, I've gone with Andy Cook. At the weekend, guess what he was? Absolutely brilliant. He was so good. When Andy Cook plays like that, there is not many players better than him in this division. He was unplayable, to be honest with you. His link-up play was outstanding. His contributions to all 3 goals are massive for us. The finish for the 3rd goal is exceptional. It's not really a finish we've come to see from Andy Cook. I remember Stockport away, last minute, very similar chance, and he ran it into the keeper, but he showed real composure against Accrington, finished it beautifully, and he has a big part to play in our first 2 goals for Tyreek Wright as well. That touch for the first goal is absolutely outstanding, and he's done me for the 2nd goal as well. His footballing IQ is excellent, and like I say, when he's on his day and he plays like that, Andy Cook is unplayable at this level. And as the left winger then, I've gone with Tyreek Wright. Now, I feel like my yellow box from yesterday caused a little bit of debate, and I kind of expected it to do so, because yes, he scored the 2 goals, but I feel like his performance was not particularly great, and he did take a bit of a whack, so he might not actually be fit and available for this one, but it sounded like it was more of a contact sort of injury, so he should be okay. He came off just after half-time despite hobbling onto the pitch for the second half. I don't know why we didn't just make the change at the break, to be honest with you, but the first 10 minutes he was absolutely awful. He nearly gifted Accrington a goal, I think, at 0-0, and then suddenly he pops up with 2 goals and he comes away from the game with, I think he got the social media man of the match, so it just goes to show how much a couple of goals can do for a player, and maybe people's thoughts on his overall performance. I don't think it was particularly great. I thought his first touch for the large part was quite poor, but he scored 2 goals, so if he wants to play average for the rest of the season and score 2 goals every game, I'm certainly not going to complain. On the bench then for me, that'll leave Colin Doyle, Daniel Igoke, Kevin McDonald, Jamie Walker, Adam Wilson, Harry Chapman and Tyler Smith. The players currently unavailable are Ash Taylor. Like I mentioned earlier, he's got a calf injury and should be back in the next few weeks. Sam Stubbs missed Saturday due to a concussion protocol, but he could be back for this one. Matty Platt, like I say, should be back for the weekend. Alex Patterson is not too far away now, and Jake Young is probably going to miss the remainder of the season. So the players who miss out then through selection will be Bobby Poynton, Callum Kavanagh and Matt Derbyshire. Now then, we're going to get into my Game Week 36 League 2 score predictions. Now, we do only have the 11 fixtures for me to go through and predict this week, despite it being an actual registered fixture list week, if that makes sense. It's not just a load of rearranged games. For some reason, Stockport and Salford are not playing, and I don't really know why. If you do know, let me know down in the comment section down below. But starting out then with AFC Wimbledon versus Gillingham FC, I'm going with a 1-1 draw. Bradford City versus Forest Green Rovers, I think finishes in a frustrating 0-0 draw. Colchester United versus Doncaster Rovers, I think finishes in a 2-0 away win. Crawley Town versus Notts County. Notts County's form since 2024 came around has been absolutely shocking. I think they've picked up 5 points all calendar year. I'm backing the home side at 4-2-0 win. Crewe Alexandra versus Sutton United, I think finishes in a 1-0 home win. Grimsby Town versus MK Dons, I'm backing the away side at 4-3-1 win. Newport County versus Morecambe FC, I think finishes in a 2-1 away win. Swindon Town versus Accrington Stanley, I'm backing the home side at 4-2-1 win. Tranmere Rovers versus Mansfield Town, I'm backing the Stags at 4-2-0 win. Walsall FC versus Barrow AFC, I'm going with a 1-1 draw. And finally, Wrexham AFC versus Harrogate Town, I'm backing the home side for a 5-0 win. And like I say, Stockport and Salford for some reason are not playing despite it being an actual registered game week. If you do know why, please let me know down in the comment section down below. But I'm going to leave it there then for today's video. If you have enjoyed, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could join at 80 likes. As I said at the start of today's video, that'd be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you're new as well. We're on the road to 9,000 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed. If you haven't already, with that post notification bell on, it's free to do so, and it does massively help out. Get your thoughts in as well down in the comment section down below. Let me know down below your score prediction for this match. What would your starting 11 be as well? Would you make any changes from Saturday's 3-0 win away at Accrington Stanley? Thank you all very much for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you all tomorrow for the match day vlog. Peace.